Hey guys. All right, so before we start, I'm gonna introduce you guys to my dog Denver over here. Um, just let you guys get a sense of what this is gonna be about. So yeah, Denver was he was a shelter dog. We found him in the shelter. So yeah, luckily we found him. He was there for a while, but um, I was really fortunate to come up with him and find him. And yeah, this is really what the speech is going to be about. It's going to be about adopting a pet. And Denver over here, he's a sheepdog. He's 3 years old. So he currently is working on a farm, and he absolutely loves it. And I'm so happy that he's in my life. So yeah, like I said, ultimately, what I'm going to try to do is get you guys to adopt a dog or help in a way, any way that you can. Um, like most of you guys might have a pet or know someone that has a pet, and it's important to know that not every dog is as fortunate as others, like this guy over here. And by no means am I a professional dog owner or a trainer or know the most about adopting dogs or pets. So yeah, I'm going to show you that there is a problem with the breeding industry, and I'm going to show you some statistics, and I'm going to try to give some solutions to that. So let me share my presentation with you guys. All right, so moving on. Um, how are dogs and cats affected? Puppy and kitten mills. These are facilities that commercially breed dogs and cats, and are really just there to capitalize on the lives of these animals, and they mass produce these animals to make money, which leads to long lasting problems and effects. Um, the animals in these mills are really looked as cash crops, and they're looked as a way to make money. And what these puppy mills and kitten mills do, since they are mass producing animals, they it leads to overpopulation, and it's why we see so many dogs and cats in on the street and in shelters today. Um, the dogs and cats in these mills are forced into these cages, as you can see, who are forced to live in terrible conditions in their own excrement or in their own poo. They and along with this, they suffer diseases from how unsanitary it is and how unsanitary their food and water is. Um, and these diseases can include, epilepsy, heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, blindness and deafness, like you can see in those cats right there. It's really sad what's going on with these cats and dogs in these mills. And those are only a few of the diseases that they could possibly suffer from. Um, Along with this, they also have behavioral issues, um, just simply because they're taken away from their parents and their mother from a very young age, and 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 they have little social interaction with humans, so it really alters their behavior. And they also don't receive or they get little to no veterinary help or attention. So yeah, in the long run, puppy mills are they 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 create long lasting effects for these animals and for shelters. Um, as you can see, shelters are flooded and overpopulated as well with animals. Um, and it's really, just like my dog over here, he was in these shelters, and they're locked up all day, and it's just sad to see them there. And they, like my dog, he's a work dog, so he needs to be doing something every day. He needs to be working. He herds sheep, so it was really sad to see him in the cage locked up all day, not being able to move freely. And so um And in these shelters, those that don't get adopted are either left there forever, longing for a family, or depending on the shelter, they're euthanized. They're euthanized, which is really sad to see. Um, Moving on, some statistics that we see with this. Um, 90% of cats and dogs that are in shelters, I'm sorry, not shelters, in pet stores are from puppy mills and kitten mills, and it's really these pet stores are fueling these puppy mills and kitten mills, and the more we buy from them, the more money they make, and the more they want to continue with these mills, and um, and every year over 2 million puppies are bought from puppy mills, and over 2 million cats are bought from kitten mills. So it's really sad that people keep fueling this business that is so cruel to these animals. Each year as well, we also see 6.5 million dogs and cats that end up in shelters, and 56% of these dogs are euthanized, and 71% of the cats are euthanized. So really, it's just too much for the shelters to keep up with, and they have to make some choices, you know. So moving on, what are some possible solutions to this? Well, like I said, um, adoption, adoption. Adopt a pet if you can. You know, don't buy from pet stores or backyard breeders. I know, people like to breed their own dogs in their homes, and really, you really shouldn't be buying if they're not licensed or anything. Yeah, if you can, when you're deciding that you want to get a dog or a cat or really any pet, please go to a local shelter around you. Um, Moving on, what else can we do? Calling our elected officials, our legislators, telling them that we want them to support animal breeding laws such as capping the number of animals that a person can breed. And what this does, what we're hoping this does, is help control the industry, help control the breeding industry, help control puppy mills and kitten mills, and ultimately minimize the amount of puppy mills and kitten mills that are there. And and if you really, and I know that asking to adopt a pet is a lot. A dog is going to require you to be there emotionally and physically, and they require a lot um, from you. So it might be hard for you, to adopt a pet, or you don't have a place to put a pet. So because it is a life. So it's important to realize that they are living creatures, and they require a lot. So if you can't adopt a pet, I would suggest maybe donating pet supplies to your local shelters, and this is the way to like directly um, directly help those animals in need at those shelters. So yeah, um, like you can see, uh, as you can see, there are several ways in which we can help with adopting if we can, donating, pushing for laws. So now that I've told you this, and now that I've showed you how dogs and cats are affected, I'm hoping that whenever and if you ever, decide that you want to get an animal, get a pet, get a dog, get a cat, um, I hope that you decide that I hope you decide to go to a shelter, and get a connection with one of the animals in the shelters behind those bars, and really just try to adopt if you can. So yeah, and when you adopt, you're not only benefiting the animal. You're not only giving them a happy home and a happy family, you're not only helping them, but it also helps you as well. You know, I'm so much happier with my dog here. And he's so much happier here as well, you know. So yeah, thank you guys for listening.